Well, it's official. I finally created my own set of oracle cards after many years of working with them. And in today's video, I'm going to share my inspiration for the card deck and how to best use them in an oracle card reading for yourself and for others. Hi, I'm Dawn Kirkham, and I've been working consciously with vibrational energy healing, metaphysics and intuition for almost 3 decades. And I'm really excited to show you the deck of oracle cards that I created. Now, I think that I loved oracle cards from the first time I saw my first deck. I believe, if my memory serves me correct, that they were probably the Doreen Virtue Goddess deck. Now, I dabbled previously with tarot a couple of times, but really it just never landed. I never enjoyed working with them. But oracle cards were a whole different matter, and I soon became an avid collector of decks and used them to tap into my own inner wisdom. So it's fitting then that the first deck that I create is called Inner Wisdom. Now, I love tapping into my divine guidance with oracle cards, and I've gone on to teach others how to do this for themselves as well. So here's my deck. These are the Inner Wisdom oracle deck, and they come in a nice robust tin. And I wanted to use really strong magical and esoteric imagery to stir your soul, to remind you of your ancient magical roots, because you know our ancestors were skilled intuitives. They connected to the landscape and subtle energies and their innate wisdom, you know, and we've really learned to rely on a set of different senses and skills. It's almost like we've been asleep and we're awakening now. And really I wanted to help with that process by creating this set of cards. And in fact, that's what my channel and my teaching is all about. How to really awaken the innate wisdom, the inner wisdom, our intuitive self. How do we live an intuitive life? And these cards help us to do that. So the images were really important to me when I created the deck. And because of this, I chose the imagery first. And these are the images that spoke to me and really gave me goosebumps when I saw them. Now, in case you're wondering, I used the pro version of Canva for the images. And they've just got an amazing selection with new ones being added every day. So I'll definitely recommend those. And initially I chose about 80 images, and it was really hard to narrow it down to 54. But I sat with each image separately and allowed myself to really tap into the innate wisdom and to open my heart and my mind and let the image talk to me. Now, sometimes I received just, one word, the word that you see at the top of the card. Sometimes it was sentences. Sometimes it was images that played themselves out like a video in my mind. And finally, I selected 54 that spoke to me the loudest and that I had the most clarity about. So then it was a case of finalizing the one word, the one focus word on each of the card, and writing a couple of sentences to add a little bit more detail. Now, I believe that there's so much wisdom for us that we can tap into with these cards. And this wisdom will help to guide us, remind us, and support us. Now, one of the things that's really important to me in this deck is that I didn't really want to fully nail down the message on the card, so no absolutes. I wanted to give the person reading the cards a few clues to help them, but I really want anyone who pick up my deck of cards to build their own meaning. It really doesn't matter what I say it is. What matters is the meaning that you place on it. Each card will speak to you in your own unique way. You get to work with the vibrational frequency of the image and the words, and you get to come into an alignment with your own inner wisdom. And don't forget, the meaning could change from one reading to another. Don't be surprised if you pull one card in a week and it means something to you, and then you pull it maybe a month later and you receive a different message from it. That's perfectly normal. Each card has many layers and different card combinations, and they'll weave a different message for you. Just trust yourself. Now remember that oracle cards, pendulums, runes, or any other form of divination tools are really just the bridge between your conscious mind and your subconscious. And this is where your connection to your higher self resides. This is your access to the divine wisdom. So trust yourself and trust your version of the card's meaning. Let go of preconceptions and stay open to receive. Now, these cards are great for individual readings for yourself, and they're also great if you read for others. So whether that's family, friends, or paid clients, these cards will allow you to tap into your inner wisdom, and they will allow you to shine a light on what's most important to know. They'll provide clues, but there are no absolutes. You have free will, and an outcome is never cast in stone. Many variables are at play. However, if we find a greater understanding in our lives, we get to make conscious decisions that help us to live a joyous life. These cards will help you. Now, if you're brand new to oracle cards and how to read them, start simply. Take a moment or two to ground and center your energy. Take a couple of nice, deep cleansing breaths out and in. Ask for divine wisdom and surround yourself with white light. Then ask your question. Shuffle the deck and keep your question in your mind. When you're ready, select your card. It could be the one at the top of the deck, like that. You could fan them out and select one that just spoke to you. It doesn't really matter. Trust that you get the right card for you. Now, if a card or two fall out of the deck with no rhyme or reason, read them as well. They're important. There's a message in there for you. So first, when you've pulled your card, look at the image. What feelings do you get from it? Look at the focus word at the top. What does that mean to you? And then read the rest of the words. Again, allowing the meaning to emerge. And if at first you're not sure what the card is showing you, sit with it for a little while longer. Allow the wisdom to flow through and into your conscious mind. Now, if you're still not sure, ask for some clarification of the message. Maybe draw another card. Don't worry if things don't seem to make sense at first. This often happens to us when we're new to card reading. Maybe think of putting them aside for another day, but don't give up on your question. I've found time and time again that when I've let go of resistance and needing an answer, the answer comes to me in the most unexpected ways, even hours or perhaps days after I've asked it. It could be something you read, it could be a conversation you have, or one that you just overhear. Divine guidance can come from the most unexpected sources if we stay open. Now, don't force anything, just get into the flow and keep practicing. As you get more confident, maybe you can draw 3 cards. Some use past, present and future to help understand the things that have contributed to the situation. So the first card to clarify the situation fully, and then the wise actions to take, or showing you the likely outcome. For some, 3 is a magical number, and you can read each card independently of the next, or they tell a story of the situation and the outcome. There really is no one way to do this. Now, a couple of things that I think are important when we're reading cards or doing any form of divination is to get clear about the question and to let go of the outcome. Having no resistance really helps us to tap into our inner wisdom. Now, I highly recommend that you keep your cards energetically clear with regular energy clearing. And this is particularly important in between readings. Now, I was taught many moons ago to knock out the previous energy between the readings. And I've come to know that really intention is what's the most important, and the physical act of knocking the cards sets the intention to release and to transmute the energy of the previous querent. You can also use a crystal like a piece of selenite to clear them, or sacred smoke or incense. Now you'll see that the cards come in a nice robust tin, and I wanted to leave space in the tin so you could leave a crystal in to keep them charged. A piece of rose quartz, maybe a piece of clear quartz, maybe even a piece of amethyst. I also like to dedicate any new decks that I get by holding them to my heart and asking that they work for the good of all. Now I do have a video with a bit more detail on how to read oracle cards, so if you need a little bit more guidance, I'll link that below in the description if you would like to check it out for some more help. And finally, I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. I'll give you my interpretation, and then I'll invite you to tap into your own inner wisdom and derive your own meaning. Like I said, trust yourself. You're amazing, and these cards will help you to strengthen your connection to your inner wisdom. Have fun. Now, if you're interested in getting your own set of inner wisdom cards, drop me an email and I'll send you the information on how to get hold of them. My email address is in the description below. Ta-ta for now. So now I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. Remember what I said. I'll give you my meaning, but then I want you to spend time studying the image. I want you to pay attention to how you feel as you look at the image. And I want you to derive your own meaning from this. So I'm going to set the intention. What is it you need to know? And I'm going to fan out the cards. And I'm going to choose this one first. Emotions. Spend time just looking at the image and what it means to you. For me, when I look at this, it's an emotional time. The world's emotions are in turmoil. We see anger and we see hatred. We see frustration, but we also see hope and we see love and we feel joy. And I think this card reminds us that we are emotional beings, and our emotions help to guide us. They help us to understand what we're thinking about. And we get to choose a different emotion. We can choose joy from anger. We can choose love from hatred. We can allow the beautiful cleansing waters to wash away any stale stock or emotions that don't serve us. So that's what I get when I see this card. What do you get? And then I'll pull the second card, and I feel drawn to this one. Image of a mermaid. They remind us to be steadfast to our values, to live our life in accordance with what we believe. Again, there's another water symbolism here. When I look at the image, I see joy. I see a flip to the world. I feel happy when I look at the picture. Although there's dark clouds, look at the horizon, it's bright. I feel hope for the future when I look at this picture. Although the ocean might be a little bit choppy, if you go within, you'll find calm, you'll find peace, you'll find hidden depths. So that's what I see in this picture. What do you see? And then the final, I really feel drawn to this top one. Transition and the green man. It's the 9th of May 2021. And I feel that there is a transition coming. I feel that we're on the cusp of something. When I look at the image of the green man, I see great wisdom. I see harmony and I see balance. I see great love for Mother Earth and everything that resides on and in her. The green man reminds us that death and rebirth are natural. We live with cycles. But what do you see? What comes to your heart when you look at the image? It doesn't matter about the words. Focus in on the imagery. So in closing, emotions, light on the horizon, and transitions. 3 powerful symbols. What meaning do you make of them?